stretched thin. The corn servant rustles with excitement at the sight of you. Rustle, rustle. My friend, what brings you all this way? Taking in the sights, sounds, and flavors of Tural, I trust? As you might have guessed, there is a Hanu Hanu in need of my assistance. And as I yet lack the strength to make myself seen, I am in need of your assistance. Follow me and I shall take you to them. Despite her bright and colorful plumage, her stomach has left her with a rather gloomy disposition. Hungry Hanu Hanu. Ugh, my stomach. I can't stand this rationing any longer. My house was flooded in the recent storm, causing most of my food to spoil or rot. I've taken great pains to make what little I have last, but it's simply not enough. Corn servant. I see. She requires food with longevity. Then she shall have the driest of corns my cob can muster. And there. This should suffice. Hungry Hanu Hanu. My word. Is all this dried corn for me? It will be many moons before I could hope to diminish such a bountiful store, and the crunch is certain to be sublime. Thank you, kind stranger. There is hope for the future yet. Oh, the children will be thrilled. Corn servant, Russell. She seemed quite taken with the dried corn. That is well. I shudder to think what havoc spoiled foods might play on her stomach and bowels. Hunger might well be the least of her problems. Thanks to your timely assistance, however, she and her family will have all the corn they need to help them weather their hardships. Yet there are other empty bellies that beckon, and so I must away. Take care, friend. I hope to see you again. That was simple. A strong foundation. Hanu Hanu is gazing at the wooden pillars with worry in his eyes. Hanu Hanu. Honored visitor, might you lend me your aid? Since the storm, I've worked day and night to repair our homes, and the end is finally in sight. The last step is to coat the floors and foundations with resin that protects from water, but there's simply too much work for one pair of claws. You will help then? Splendid. We should start by gathering the resin from the trees to the north of Okanu. Then all we have to do is to use it to coat the structures in Okbekbe to fortify them against the elements. I'll apply resin to the floors after I've made my final repairs, and I ask that you handle the supporting pillars. Afterward, they should withstand the worst the heavens can throw at them. We use the resin from the trees to the north of Okanu to protect our homes. Go there and gather some, then apply a coating to the supporting pillars in Okbekbe. The thick, viscous resin pours slowly into the bottle. Go to Okbekbe and coat its supporting pillars with the substance. Repellent resin. This resin is used to protect wooden structures from the elements. Kanuhanu. That was swift work, and well done. The pillars that support our feet are every bit as vital as the reeds which guard our heads. If they are damaged, the very foundation of our lives becomes unsteady. You may have never seen such houses as these, but they're built this way for a reason. In these humid climes, our elevated wooden floors are cooled by the air flowing upward and help keep floodwaters from wetting our feet. The white discs on the pillars aren't merely decorative either. They keep away mice and other small animals. But for all its benefits, wood rots easily, so we must reinforce it, or else be stuck in a cycle of constant rebuilding. Thanks to your help, these structures will hopefully still be here for years to come. Take this, a small token of appreciation for your efforts. The reeds are in burgeoning health once more. We shall soon have our roofs repaired. Mesmerizing moss. Gonu Hanu is fidgeting with nervousness. Gonu Hanu. Oh? Where could he be? You there. You look fierce enough to brave the untamed wilds. Please, I'm in dire need of help. A friend of mine journeyed southwest to cave Kikitola a while ago and still hasn't returned. I'm beginning to fear the worst has happened. While it's likely he simply lost track of time staring at the rainbow moss, I keep thinking about all the beasts skulking about. Please check up on him for me, if only to set my heart at ease. I'll stay here in case he comes back, but in the meantime, visit the cave and search for him. I wager no other Hanu will be nearby, so he shouldn't be hard to spot. My friend likely got caught up in the beauty of cave Kikitola, but I would be grateful if you could check up on him. I will stay here in case he returns. What? Just enough. Cave Kikitola. This enchanting hollow was carved out by the unrelenting deluge of 3 waterfalls, Jodun, Jo-onu, and Jopik. In hours of darkness, the profusion of luminous moss within resembles a dazzling night sky, hence the Hanu Hanu name meaning overflowing with many stars. Distracted Hanu. Ah, these waters get more beautiful every time I come. Sensing a distracted prey, creatures move in for the kill. That's, oops. What a waste. I used a tink for you. Distracted Hanu. What was that noise? Can't I gaze at the moss in peace? Wait, you helped us bring back Ihihana. You're a friend of Wuklama, yes? What are you doing in this cave? Fiends? Here? Oh, I didn't even hear them until the commotion was nearly over. I owe you thanks for your courage. And now that my reverie has been broken, I should return to my friend. He must be worried sick. Konuhanu. He returned. He looked slightly unsettled, but none the worse for wear otherwise. That cave is where we gather the rainbow moss used in our medicines, and it's long been held sacred as a healing spot due to its tranquil scenery. I haven't been since the Great Storm, and was worried that perhaps it had suffered damage in the floods. I am glad to hear that nothing has changed. But more than anything, I'm glad my friend returned safely. Had you not come along, the day may have been much darker. Ohokali, honored visitor. Okanu is in a festive mood of late, all thanks to the recent festival. Ohokali. Danger at the dock. Lenuhali seeks someone with the strength to topple trees, or at the very least, squash pests. Lenuhali, why those stout legs, like a towering tree, those rippling arms, like gnarled branches? Might you lend me your strength for a simple hunt? The storm left more than destruction in its wake. Fearsome beasts now infest the forest, and their culling is an unending task. Reports tell that a trio of Uouts has been sighted lurking near the docks to the east. Easy prey for the likes of you. Might you exterminate them so we can once again travel the waters in safety? The Uouts have made the docks to the east a dangerous place. Slay them so we can travel those waters again. Ah, so far away. Screw this. Save a few seconds. Wait a minute. No, I can't travel there by dock. I wish. Ooh. Lenuhali. Ah, the mighty hunter returns. Have the outs been reduced to shredded vines? I knew you would be equal to the task. I will spread word that the docks are open for safe passage. The great storm affected all life in the forest, washing away what was and leaving behind only uncertainty. There are many seldom traveled roads where desperate fiends still lurk. With the collapse of the Great Stairs, we've taken to using the waterways and other uncommon routes to get from place to place until the repairs are complete. That day cannot come too soon. Until then, however, we must make do. Thank you for your bravery. Like the first green shoots after a wildfire, trade between here and Tuliolal is beginning to recover. We must see the stairs rebuilt soon, lest we incur the trader's wrath. Wrath. Dry run. The industrious carpenter is in search of an extra pair of claws, but hands will suffice in a pinch. Industrious carpenter. Oh, Kali, might you have a spare moment to lend a helping hand? With the reeds sprouting more vigorously than ever, the time has come to repair our weathered roofs. However, wet reeds will not do, not at all. They must first be thoroughly dried, or the roofs are likely to collapse at the first drop of rain. I ask that you collect the freshly cut reeds placed near a building to the east, and deliver them to Kozama'uka, where the gentle breeze shall dry them. Help us with this task, and I promise you will be satisfied with your reward. The reeds are likely to gather mold if left where they are. The gentle winds at Kozama'uka will dry them, making them suitable for the work ahead. Back and forth. Industrious carpenter. Have you finished? Yes? Thank you. Our hands will be all the safer for your efforts. I suppose you're wondering why I had you carry the reeds all the way across the forest. Well, Kozama'uka means land of the arid shrine in our tongue. Legends say that so soothing is the breeze near the shrine that Kishahi once rested its tired wings nearby. Once the reeds are dried and our roofs patched, our homes will be better fortified against the elements. And for that peace of mind, any price is worth paying. So here is your just reward. I'm not satisfied. Snack. Feathers. Dumpling delivery. Lonuhali requires a swift pair of legs for an urgent delivery. Welcome, honored visitor. Thanks to your efforts, the reeds grow robust, and at last I can make reed dumplings again. Oh, they're every bit as delicious as I remember. Although I want nothing more than to eat until my belly bursts, I have saved a batch for those who are planning the reconstruction of the Great Stairs. I'm much too full to make such a journey, however. Might you deliver them in my stead? Surely my friends will be glad to receive them from the very man who revitalized Okanu's festive spirit. Thank you, thank you. They can be found working hard near the flight of wee wingless. Hurry before the dumplings cool. The dumplings are cooling as we speak. Hurry and take them to my friends at the flight of wee wingless. Tonuhanu. Oh, Kali. Apologies, but this area is still impossible. Piping hot reed dumpling. This steaming dumpling looks delicious. Or does it? You brought reed dumplings? Just as I was about to keel over from hunger, a kind soul appears from the wilderness to save me. This passage is of great importance to us, since no small number of merchants use it to reach Okanu. With delicious dumplings to fuel me, I can now tackle this problem with renewed energy. While this area can be reached by water routes, the stairs are a much less strenuous journey for all involved. With hunger no longer a distraction, I hope I can finally solve the problem of their reconstruction. Starts pointing at stuff. Zonuhanu. This project will cause my feathers to fall out one by one. Mark my words. Where do we even begin? Lonuhali made her famous dumplings? These are just what I needed. Such a large undertaking makes one so very hungry. With my energies restored, I've come to a realization. Our reed problem required the perspective of visitors to solve, so perhaps we should consult artisans from other clans for advice on how to repair the Great Stairs. Your gift has blessed me with a fresh idea. This may be the first step towards finally repairing the Great Stairs. Kanuhali. Oh, I recognize you. You travel with Wuklama, yes? Have you come to see our progress on the Great Stairs? Dumplings? Oh, how long has it been since I last smelled that heavenly aroma? When the reeds sprouted big and tall, we had cause to celebrate often, and it was a common scent in Okanu. To have these delivered by one who helped those days to return is a great honor indeed. It's been too long since there were enough extra reeds to make dumplings. Thank you for reminding me that better times are upon us. Lonuhali. Thank you for delivering the dumplings. I hope they give my friends the energy to complete the daunting task ahead of them. Reed dumplings are considered delicacy among the Hanu Hanu, and for good reason. I would like nothing more than to make a batch for our other wingless brethren who aid with the rebuilding. But I realize that not all people love their flavor as much as we do. But that doesn't mean I can't send a different gift to show my appreciation. I intend to send a nice haul of fish their way. You don't seem the type to munch on reeds either, so I've prepared something else for your reward. Cold hard coin. Thanks. Ohokali, would you like a reed dumpling? Since the strength returned to the reed beds, every Hanu Hanu from arms around has developed an appetite for them. The next delicious batch will be ready soon. Molting season. Zanu Hanu is twiddling his claws nervously. Zanu Hanu. Oh, I simply don't have enough. I'll never finish at this rate. Oh, but a kind soul may change that. Kind and strong. Strong enough, I think, to help me with a little problem I have. You see, soon we Hanu will begin to shed our feathers and grow new coats, but the great storm washed away our store of combs. We can't very well use our claws, so I've spent every spare moment since crafting as many as I can. Now my supplies run short. But if I had a shell from a mature marbled beetle, I could make enough combs for everyone. Please, make haste to the southwestern forest and hunt one. I can feel my feathers falling out as we speak. The oldest beetles have the hardiest shells, and naturally, they make the best combs. You can find them to the southwest of here. Oh, and be careful not to nick yourself on their mandibles. Okay. I'll be sure not to get nicked. Marbled shell. This tough shell can be used to make any number of sturdy tools, even combs. Cool. Hanu Hanu. You're back already? You did hunt a mature beetle, yes? Not a newly hatched one? My, this is in exquisite shape. I shall make combs fit for Kijaihi. That's the wind god. As you can imagine, molting season brings floors covered in fallen feathers. If our coat isn't properly shed, it can be more than just an eyesore. Old feathers can make us sick. That's why a good comb is as essential to us as a good spear. It's also why you deserve a reward that befits your contribution to our health and beauty. I'm sorting through our stock, seeing what we can spare for the capital. We may not have much, even less so after the storm hit, but whatever support we can offer them after what they've been through, we shall. Cool. That's Okanu done. Deep into the unknown. House of Winds High. There's no one up here, right? Ganu. Before the breeze that skims through these treetops merely tickled my feathers, Now I feel it positively dancing with joy among the leaves. Oh. Leap into the unknown. Tunuhali has prepared a thrilling experience for curious visitors. Ohokali. With so many new faces in our village, we have an uncommon opportunity to share our culture with others. In fact, I've prepared a unique experience for new visitors and would be honored if you took part. You have no idea how happy that makes me. Now, I shall teach you to train as we do, and in so doing grant you a small taste of our mastery over the wind. We Hanuhanu spend long periods in meditation, during which we deepen our bond to the energies flowing through the land. Of course, we know your time here is limited, so you shall experience an abridged version of this practice. Ganuhanu awaits at the top of the stairs. Speak with him to begin your training. Ganuhanu awaits to give you a peek into our mastery over wind. Climb these stairs to begin your training. I shall fly. Gunuhanu. Oh, a new face. Have you come here to feel the wind's caress? I am deeply honored that you would learn of our ways. Now I shall teach you our most basic method of attuning to the wind, so simple that even a young chirper can master it. As Tunuhali has already told you, our goal is to be in harmony with the endless flow of the land's energy, its heartbeat, if you will. The best way for a novice to do this is to jump from a high place, and as you fall, focus on the rush of the wind across your skin and its roar within your ears. But first, you must pray. Only then can you spread your wings and give yourself over to the grace of the wind. The wind shall answer your prayers and guide you safely in your descent. You have offered your prayers to the forest. To attune to the wind's energy, you must jump down from the House of Winds High while dismounted. Okay. Tunu Ali. Why, for a moment I mistook you for one of us. I never knew someone with no feathers could fall through the air with such grace. Do you feel different? Like the land itself has accepted you into its embrace? No? Doubtless you know that Hanuhanu, young and old, compete to see who can float a feather the furthest, and that the winner's feathers decorate our sacred float. To be chosen by the wind is an honor above all. Reflect upon the training you underwent today, and even without feathers, I am certain you shall hear the wind's whispers more clearly. Of course, if you wish to jump again, you're more than welcome. Ever since the lifting of wings, the air seems to taste all the sweeter. It is the taste of life, I am sure of it. Ponuhanu. Crowning of new dawn servants is a cause for all to celebrate. Once I can confidently call myself a master of the wind, I hope I can serve them in some way. But for now, I can serve you by answering your questions. What kind of place is this? This is where the Hanuhanu train their mastery over the wind. It isn't easy, and we endure trials day and night. But at the end of it, we become one with the air around us. I recommend you climb the staircase you see over there, built around the great tree. The view of Kozama'uka is unequaled, and the breeze will help you forget your worries. Tell me about yourself. I am but one of the apprentices here studying wind magics, but my progress is slow. and failure is my daily companion. I won't give up though. One day the wind will be at my beck and call. By the by, those silver-haired twins you count among your companions bolstered my energies with their own, and I was able to compete to become the wind's chosen. I've never floated a feather as far as I did that day. Same message. That was a strange quest. Oops. Reading the room. Gonuhanu needs someone to get their feet wet. Gonuhanu. Hello. Have you taken in all that our humble village has to offer? If you happen to be on your way to the breath between, there is a task I would like your help with. You are as kind as they say. I've been asked to deliver freshly sprouted reed leaves to use as bait, but my work here has kept me so busy I've had little time to fill the order. The fields nearby have the choicest reeds, and I would be in your debt if you could gather some leaves and take them to Munahanu. You can keep his payment for your troubles. Munahanu has asked for fresh leaves from the nearby reeds. Deliver them to him for me, and his payment is yours. Danuhali. Come to gaze upon the fields of gold once again. As you can see, they grow with as much vitality as ever. If you have anything to ask, please do. Reeds are my favorite topic. What kind of place is this? These fields get their name from the golden reeds which you see before us. Quite the enchanting sight, yes? This is all thanks to you and your companions. Thank you for revitalizing the reeds, and in so doing bringing life back to Okanu. Tell me about yourself. I'm in charge of growing these reeds, which form the backbone of Hanu society. We had disappointing harvests for some time, but the third promise and her companions fixed all that, hopefully for good. Once again I can savor their sweet taste and avail myself of the land's energy. Oh, there goes my stomach rumbling again. I've never traversed this part. Wow, so many fishers. Hinuhali. Rapids are working the fish into a feeding frenzy. I suggest casting your rod before I catch them all. What kind of place is this? The Breath Between was built over the waters Miyakabekzu, one of the tributaries of the Great River. The most daring fishers come here every day to try their hands at catching the most spirited fish of the land. The great basin before us is called Kujage, which means big tongue. The endless waters feeding into it bless the life here with equally endless energy. Tell me about yourself. I help the fishers here with whatever they need. If any require rods, baskets, or repairs, I'm the honey to ask. Only the most dedicated come here, where the temperaments of the fish are forged in the rough waters of the basin. Stout arms and sturdy rods are required if one wishes to catch anything. And although there were dark times, when fish and fisher alike seemed sapped of energy, I'm glad to say those days are behind us. To see the mighty struggles on this pier, it's almost as if they're making up for lost time. Munahanu. Why, what a surprise. I didn't expect to see one of our visitors here, of all places. Have you come here to fish? Lush reed leaves. These leaves are a favored bait among the fishers. Ah, these are the leaves I asked Gonahanu to deliver. You say you picked them yourself? You have quite the eye. These will do well. We can't grow to such prodigious sizes on reeds alone, you know. The fish from these waters are a staple in many a Hanu dish. We found that they like reeds almost as much as we do. And since we mostly eat the stems, we can also use the fresh leaves of unharvested reeds as bait. Everyone feasts. Perhaps you too can feast with this bit of coin. You've earned it. I hear it told that while I was busy fishing, the people of Toliolal fought off an invading army. My younglings ever ask me, where were you when the capital was liberated? I don't know what I'll tell them. Storm the capital. Ooh. Secrets of the Wind. Radolja seeks someone well liked by the locals. You travel with the Third Promise, don't you? I've heard stories, but it's an honor to meet you in the flesh, Evere. I know you're a busy man, but might I have a moment of your time? I serve the Dawn Servants, and am come here in an effort to catalogue the traditional magics of our continent. In particular, I'm interested in how the Hanu weave the energies of wind. Competing to see who can float a feather the furthest seems to be a favored pastime of the Hanu, which demonstrates their mastery over wind. Yet I've no notion as to how they achieve this mastery. My best theory is that they undergo intensive training from a young age, but as a recent arrival here, prying into such matters may come off as presumptuous. But you have their trust. Might you ask in my stead? I fear I'd fast become an unwelcome guest if I were to ask the Hanu about their sacred traditions. But you have won their trust. Perhaps they'll be forthcoming about how their mastery over wind is won. Or Unuhali. I never considered why we are so attuned to the wind, but now that you ask, it must be thanks to our daily meditations and rigorous training. By listening carefully to the wind's whispers, one can discern the path of its flow, and in so doing achieve total harmony with one's surroundings. This understanding allows us to summon gales mighty enough to chase clouds from the sky. Every Hanu must spend long hours listening to the whispers of the wind. Only then can they call themselves the masters. Tona Hanu. I'm heartened that you would show such interest in our ways. Many know that the Hanu have a deep connection to the wind, but few care to ask how that connection is made. That being said, it's a question without a single answer. However, I would say that our feathers are the most important tool we have for comprehending the wind's movements. They're more than just for show. They allow us to sense even the smallest shift in the wind's temperament, and that awareness allows us to direct it as we see fit. Our feathers allow us to feel even the smallest shift in the wind's direction, and that awareness gives us command over it. Kinuhali. Why does the wind hate us? Why, because we consume the blessing of reeds bestowed upon us by Kozama'uka. The energy suffused in the earth flows into the reeds, and the reeds flow into our bellies. By that cycle, we are gifted with the land's strength. In other words, the reeds are far more than mere sustenance. They are the very wellspring of our power. The reeds put us in tune with the land's energy, and its strength becomes our own, strength enough to direct ends. Yup. Dolja. You are returned. Were the Hanu forthcoming with their knowledge? I see. So there isn't one key to their expertise, but many, each one forged by their singular bodies, culture, and environment. I believe you've given me a starting point from which I can launch a more thorough investigation. Thank you, Evere. Even as the recent crisis unfolded, I felt it my duty to remain here and continue my work chronicling the arcane arts of this region, that they might be preserved for posterity. But now that we have a new dawn servant, mayhap it would behoove me to return to Tuliyollop, to learn if there is aught else to which the palace would have me turn my attentions. Top half done. Last call for Earthenshire. Sweepostic of Many Fires is foot rushed with work. Sweepostic. Caw. Bum pain and brain ache. When will Swiss Postic be able to comfy rest his poor feet? Wait, you! You're the adventurer who is hand-lending the third promise, are you not? You must hand-lend Swipostic too. Many Fires is a busy pedal place, and Swipostic, her most trusted porter broker, arranging transport between here and Earthenshire. Everything came to a quick stop when the big wind struck, but now the road to Earthenshire is open again, and Many Fires is rafter-packed with travellers and traders who need Swipostic's help. It is all too much for one mobby to handle. Please, adventurer, help Swipostic by asking the travel traders what hand help they need. Swipostic cannot let down his trade friends. He has a reputation to protect. Unmu Cat. Yes, that's right. I'm Earthenshire bound, and I can't leave soon enough. My fruit's already on the turn. It's bananas mostly, some apples, a few peaches, basically anything you can eat with one hand while you carry on working with the other. The artisans can't get enough of them. I hope the artisans don't mind their snacks a bit mushy. Ribley, do you know when the next wagon for Earthenshire leaves? I have monies for the artisans, proceeds from selling their wares in the markets of Tuliyollop, minus a small commission, of course. I'm very keen to get there by the due date, not only in order to avoid any late delivery penalties, but because I simply cannot wait to see what new miracles those master craftsmen have created. The artisans are usually too consumed by their art to care about money matters. The moblins, though, are wont to take any delay in payment as a betrayal of their precious potsworn, and demand that amends be made. Vedolja. Earthenshire? Isn't that the Moblin village where they keep all the artisans? I hadn't thought about paying the place a visit, but now that you mention it. To tell it true, I came here looking for mercenary work, guarding caravans and whatnot. Earthenshire might just be the place for me. With all the gold and jewels they handle, I warrant the Moblins will pay through the mask for guards. There could be good money for mercenaries over in Earthenshire now that the stairs are down. Fewer wagons on the road will make the highwaymen turn their attentions elsewhere. Pablo. Am I looking for passage to Earthenshire? Not me, friend. I'm heading for Okanu. Just trying to figure out the best way to go about it. Whether to wait for the flight of wee wingless to be repaired, or to try to find another way around. Uh-oh. Pablo. Come in, Pablo. Have I disconnected? That answers that. Is it my internet? No. Ah, bloody DDoS. Well, this looks like it's gonna fail. Yep, cool. Boot me out. Just trying to do my side quest, man. Hiya. Come on. Really? Okay, let's try mudfish. Okay. Probably. Yeah, trying to find another way around. Like I said, I'm heading for Okanu, not Earthenshire. Unless you'd have me climb down the cliffs, it's the wrong direction. Supostic. Excellent work, my friend. Now Supostic knows who needs wagon lending. All that remains is to decide who to wagon lend to first. Fresh fruit, he thinks. Earthenshire artisans need mind fuel after all. Then the trinket seller and the sword lender. And finally, the north goer. Whether Earthenshire or no, Supostic will sure make that everyone goes where they need to go. Poof. Seems it will still be a long wait before the big stairs are fixed. But Supostic is sure-minded that our feathery friends and the Cliffoots are doing all they can to fast-track the back building work. Chuck. Many fires, many mouths. Chuck is looking a little hungry-tummed. Pufko? Chuck recognizes you. You're the lowlander who was journey sharing with Wukalamat. If you happen to find yourself free hands, perhaps you could do a friend a favor for Chuck. As you've no doubt eye-catched, Many Fires is currently close-packed with travelers waiting for the flight of wee wingless to be repaired. And to truth say it, our food stores are nearly empty shelves. Lucky wise, there is plentiful tasty meat in the riverlands to the west. Chukachuk just needs helpy-hearted lens swords to collect it for him. If you could help Chukachuk to restock his stores of beast flesh and bird flesh, he would be most grateful. The leg flesh of the bird of Liganka is very lip-smacky, especially when coal-roasted. The belly fish of the Widowmaker can be a little long chewy, but air dry it, and it makes for a big tasty jerky. Chukachuk has keen-edged his knives and ember-stoked his ovens. Did you bring the meat? Bird of Liganka thigh, the fleshy haunch of a fowl most foul, and Widowmaker belly, the sweet meat of a man-eater. Yes, this will do nice-wise. And the big task begins, cooking it many ways, that everyone who passes through many fires might be belly-gladdened. Did you know that Chukachuk's humble stay place is named after the dinner flames of all the different peoples who rest here on their long walks? It is for cook mobbies like him to attend to everyone's tongue feels. What is lip-smacky to a Tonawauta might be fast spat by a Shatona, but the leg flesh of a bird of Liganka, whether simply coal-roasted or dusted with seed powder and oil boiled till golden, is tasty rated by all. The belly flesh of the Widowmaker is a more head-scratchy meat. It has a certain stinkworthiness that most save we moblins shun, but bubble brewed with killy heaps of chilies, and it makes for a mamulja delicacy. But enough tongue flaps. Chukachuk must prepare a banquet for our hungry-tummed guests. A new shipment of tangy spices has arrived from the big city. And good time too. No longer will the people of many fires have to survive on tongue-saddening fare. Perplexed Pelu. Lost property. A Pelu stands by the road to many fires, looking perplexed. Ah, you there, adventurer. I have a proposition, one that will likely prove profitable for the both of us. You remember the recent storm? I was nearly at many fires when it struck. So I urged my alpaca onwards, through the whipping winds, rather than seeking immediate shelter. Alas, when the storm settled, I discovered that those same winds had carried off half my stock. I should very much like to recover it, but I hear it told that the roads are plagued by brigands of late. Another reason why I was keen to press on to the safety of many fires. And so I find myself torn over the wisest course of action, to write off my loss or to speculate to reaccumulate. And now a third option presents itself, to invest in one to whom the risk of a return journey would be much reduced, on account of his utter derision of danger. The items I lost are likely lying along the riverbank between here and Earthenshire. If you would take up the offer. The route I took followed the river from Earthenshire, and so my missing belongings are likely lying along its banks even now, if they haven't already been washed downstream or pilfered by ne'er-do-wells. Perplexed Pelu Pelu. Ah, you're back, and still in one piece, I see. That's good news at least. Do you have any more for me? Lost belongings, the Pelu Pelu's sodden stock retrieved from the riverbank. Oh, thank you, thank you. The containers may be a little waterlogged, but the merchandise inside seems none the worse for wear. Crafting tools, if you're interested. My stock in trade. I was especially loath to leave them behind after learning of the collapse of the Great Ascent. Demand will be through the roof. Thank the gods you appeared when you did. Nature may have blessed us, Pelu Pelu, with an enterprising spirit and an unquenchable wanderlust, but she also made us slight of stature and meagre of thew. If I had been the one to go back in search of them, I'd likely have lost my head to a bandit's axe, or else washed over the falls to my doom. It's the reason my people often employ sellswords to guard our caravans, but their rates will have surely doubled or more since the storm wreaked so much chaos on the roads. Never fear though, for you have taught me that when in want of a sellsword, an adventurer will suffice. You. Let's begin at the beginning. Press to pick. Broken vessels. Press to pick his damp eyes over his pulverized pots. Poof, poof, caw. Woe is Press to pick. Who can help poor Press to pick? Lowlander can help poor Press to pick. Lowlander must help poor Press to pick. Ear lend me, Lowlander. Press to pick has one of the finest earthenware collections in all Earthenshire. But then the storm comes, and all his precious pots go smash shards. Need to crafty make replacement pots, but Press to pick is too busy shard sweeping to return to the dig site to collect dig stuff. Will Lowlander collect dig stuff for Press to pick? Need good pot craft clay and fine flux feldspar. It is already updug and carry bagged, All that he asks is that you bring it back from the cave near the Yokui prey place. Prestapik had just finished digging for fresh pot fodder when the storm came. He fast-foots it back to the village, but it is too late. Home pot's already become Shard Sea. Please, Lowlander, go to the cave behind the Yokui prey place and bring back Prestapik's precious dig stuff. Prestapik Pufko, did you find Prestapik's dig stuff? Good pot craft clay, a fine-grained clay that's perfect for producing pottery pots, and fine flux feldspar, the basis of the glazes that transform earthenware into something altogether more heavenly. Prestapik, big thanks, Lowlander. Prestapik will crafty make new pots right away. Every mobby needs pots and plenty of them. Where else would we keep ourselves stuff? That is why every mobby here is a pot maker. No need to ask craft hands when mobby hands will do. But the time for lip flapping is over. The time for pot making has begun. Even if a pot goes smash shards, its pot life is not over. Shiny crafters can stick pot bits back together again with shiny stuff and make an even prettier pot. Packed away, Doldrick seeks the services of a Lowlander. Doldrick, psst. You are a strange face to Earthenshire, are you not? Then Doldrick has an task for you. One that she can only entrust to a strange face. Follow the cliffs to the south and you will reach the cracked cistern, a secret hidey hole for secret hidey crafters. Doldrick wants you to take Crate to the good keeper there, but be fleet-footed and shadow sneaky about it. If you do this for Doldrick, she will make it worth your while. Remember the cracked cistern to the south along the cliffs. That is where the secret hidey crafters live. Take the crafty bits to the goods keeper there and you will be richly backpaid. But only if you're fleet-foot about it. Oh, this is a long journey. Shanihe. That from Doldrick, is it? Thanks for carrying it over. She'd do it herself, but, you know, politics. Us lot used to work in Earthenshire, you see. Appreciated the Moblin's patronage, sure enough, but we just couldn't hack them finging cawing down our necks all the time. We needed our freedom. So we cancelled our contracts and moved out here, where we can finally work for ourselves, by ourselves. Of course, not every mobby was too happy about us taking to the hills. Most of them deem us terrible ingrates, I'm sure. But others, lovers of the arts like Doldrick, still think we're worth patronizing. And so she keeps us in coin and materials on the quiet. And we share with her our creations. Speaking of, if you're heading back to Earthenshire, could you give her this? My finest masterpiece yet. If I do say so myself. My way of saying thank you. If it weren't for Doldrick, we'd have long since had to find other ways of supporting ourselves. That or given up the artisan game entirely. Make sure she gets that painting, won't you? It's the least I can give her after all she's done for us. Just teleport to the wrong place. Oh, I went to many fires. Damn it. Doldrick. FFXIV. Did you do as Doldrick asked? Avant-garde painting. Bold strokes of color conjure the beauty of South Tyrol, or possibly ennui? What does this word mean? Ennui, a feeling of listlessness and dissatisfaction arising from a lack of occupation or excitement. Huh. Interesting word. I think I've heard that word once. Doldrick. This is for Doldrick? Ah, such deftness of touch. Such melding of light and shade. Truly, cracked cistern craft hands are correct in their thinky feels that they can produce masterpieces without us. Still, it makes Doldrick damp eyes that they thought our help hands were naught but metal hands. We Moblins pride ourselves in providing the perfect craft place for the Potsworn. That we should fail to uphold our side of the pot pact is our ever shame. But Doldrick will not give up. She swore to support the finest artisans in Tyrol, and so she shall, even if it means begging the hand-help of every adventurer to pass through Earthenshire. And in the spirit of supporting work well done, allow Doldrick to offer you her own small reward for help handing her. FFXIV. Doldrick received the right paper from the capital, which said that one of her closest cell friends was hurt in the fighty strike. Thank feels she is better getting now, and has opened up her trade post again. Doldrick will order lots and lots of craft stuff to celebrate her better getting. Wow. Pole apart. Stow a stick requires the aid of a talented deep dunker. Say, Lowlander, can you deep dunk? Can you fish walk? Can you swim? Let Stow a stick explain. She was out fishing with her friend when he dropped their only fish stick in the wet run. She came back to find another fish stick, but no fish stick can be found. There's only one thing for it. We need to find that fish stick that fell in the wet run. Problem is, no mobby likes deep dunking. Our safe suits are too heavy, but we can't take them off. That wouldn't be safe. Will you help us find our missing fish stick? Fisher mobby friend is waiting at the sunken ships upriver. If you could deep dunk into the wet run on our behalf, we would be thankfully indeed. Stoa Stick promised her friend that she would bring back a fish stick to replace the one we lost, but finds herself snag stickless. Please, Lowlander, don't make Stoa Stick a fib whisperer. I got you. Never fear. Evray is here. Moblin Fisher. You can wet walk. You'll help Mobby find his missing fish stick. Many thanks, Lowlander. Fisher Mobby is lost without his fish stick. No fish means no happy Tom and no jingly shine. If you could do Fisher Mobby this favor, you will be back paid for it, he swears. If Fisher Mobby jumped in to try find it, he would surely drown. But Lowlander is floaty light. Fisher Mobby believes that Lowlander can find his fish stick and survive to tell the tale. Raleigh Mormon. I like the name. It's like they gave up trying. Moblin Fisher. Is that Moblin Fish Stick, a fishing pole of Moblin construction? Oh, happy feels it is. Thank you so much. Now Fisher Mobby can get back to fishing. And just in time. There are lots of lovely, juicy fish sneaky hiding in these waters. Fisher Mobby pulled up some splendid specimens before his fish stick went splish-splash. Stoa Stick took our catch back to Earthenshire to trade for Jingly Shine. Tell Stoa Stick Lowlander helped Mobby friend, and she will surely share our Jingly Shine with you. Many thanks once again, Lowlander. I'm sure Stoa Stick will want to many thank you too. She better. Stoa Stick. You found the fish stick? Ah, Stoa Stick can't thank you enough. Moblins like us tend to stay away from the water. The thought of deep dunking is scary at the best of times, but deep dunking around those wrecks, the shells of no return we call it, is especially knock-knees. It's full of spiky stones and boat bits. Many are the adventurers who hear whisper words of the City of Gold and sail upriver in search of it. No mobby knows where the adventurers go, into the river perhaps, the bellies of the beasts. But their boats all end up in the same place, smashed on the spiky stones. But that is why the shoals of no return are such a splendid fish spot. All the broken boat bits not only slow down the river run, but provide a lot of hidey holes for the fish to hide in. It just goes to show, every gloom cloud has a glimmer lining. How can Stoa Stick enjoy fish catching without being scary feels about deep dropping or being washed away? Perhaps the boat crafters in Tuliolal know of a means by which a mobby might happy float on the wet run? Watercolors. Temper Trick is in a mind of muddle. Oh, what is Temper Trick to do? It is so near and yet so far. Here lend Temper Trick, Lowlander. She told Potsworn Friend about the beautiful waterweed of Marsh Ligaka, and Potsworn Friend says she wants to study it close eyes. But waterweed grows at the bottom of the water, and Temperatrick can't fishwalk. Can't ask Potsworn to collect it herself either. It would go against the Pot Pact. You wouldn't happen to be a talented fishwalker, would you? You're a talented fish breather too? Then you are the perfect lowlander for the job. Need to gather 3 types of waterweed from Marsh Ligaka. Poxy leaf is pink and poison looking. Fancy leaf is lacy and lovely. And gaudy leaf is super shimmer shiny. Please find them for Temperatrick. Many kinds of waterweed grow in Marsh Ligaka. Temperatrick only needs you to collect 3 of the most distinctive: Poxy leaf type, Fancy leaf type, and Gaudy leaf type. Going underwater. Cool. I didn't try going down here when I was going through the area in MSQ. Temperatrick. Pufka, did you find the waterweed? Poxy leaf, waterweed, a cutting of a peculiar pink plant that grows on the bed of Marsh Ligaka. Fancy leaf, waterweed, a cutting of graceful green fern that grows on the bed of Marsh Ligaka. Gaudy leaf waterweed, a cutting of an iridescent indigo herb that grows on the bed of Marsh Ligaka. Iridescent. Something to do with light? Can't remember. Showing luminous colors that seem to change when seen from different angles. Yes. Somewhat to do with light, or that is what colors are. After all. Temperatrick. Wonder deeds. They're even more beautiful up close than they are in the water. Temperatrick will show them to her Potsworn Friend right away. They're sure to give her plenty of mind fruit. She is an expert at reproducing nature, not only in pretty looks, but in funny traits too. This waterweed has a very special funny trait. It changes color depending on the warmth of the water in which it grows, its exposure to light, or even over the long years. If she can craft dangle jewels that do the same, they will surely sell for a potload of jingly shine. Temperatrick is happy feels that Wuklamat and Kona were fingerpicked to be the new Dawn servant. She is sure-minded that they will not meddle too much with the Pot Pact. Take a powder. Bagnobrock is on the lookout for a wide-walking adventurer. Pifka, you are an adventurer, are you not? One who wide walks from place to place? If you intend to white walk to many fires, could you give this mobby friend Swip? Could you give this to mobby friend Swipostic? Bagnobrock forgot to overhand it last time he visited. Naturally, your services shall receive its just reward. Your service. Just one warning word. Do not hold nose close. Very stinky stuff. What is the stinky stuff? It is better you don't know. Don't want to spoil Swipostic's surprise. The caravan handler mans. Swipostic. We've got a present from Bagnobrock, you say? I wonder what it could be. Pungent pellets. Its aroma is a potent melange. Melange? Melange. Melange. A varied mixture. Cool word. Melange. Sounds French. Its aroma is a potent melange of armpit, excreta, and graveyard. Gross. Ah, what an uncredible aroma. Sure-wise, this is, yes, it is, the most far-famed of fancy tastes that no mobby can resist. Why so wide-eyes, adventurer? Did Bagnobrock not tell you what the present is? Swipostic could tell, but it would be better coming from Bagnobrock's ward hall. You should ask him. No, adventurer, no. Swipostic will never lip-slip Bagnobrock's secret. Kinda sussy. Bagnobrock gave the present to Swipostic. Many thanks. Swipostic was very happy feels about it, Bagnobrock trusts. There isn't a moblin around who doesn't love rot tea, and Bagnobrock's rot tea is very lip-smacky indeed. Put a pinch in a pot and boil it up, and the fester gas is enough to make any mobby's mask fill with water, with eye water. Yes, rot tea of Bagnobrock is very good stuff. Bagnobrock knows exactly which finger clippings and back scratchings make for the best brew. Ew. Why so big eyes, adventurer? Do you want to try rot tea of Bagnobrock for yourself? Sorry, but he gave it all to Swipostic. You will just have to wait until the next harvest. He gives me a fish. With calm. These have been hurty times for Tutural. But what's with the danger reign here and the fighty strike on the capital? But we shall not let our tricky troubles downget us. No, we shall all work together to overstep them. Last one. Flower Flick. Twinkle, twinkle, little stones. Flower Flick has an easy chore for a willing adventurer. Flower Flick. Ah, a visitor. What brings you to our underbearing abode? A love of all things arty and crafty, perchance? Then perhaps you would stoop to assist us in our craft work. The task Flower Flick begs of you is but a cake piece, to collect sparkle stones from the riverbank in Miyakabek Zoma. Come, lend him your land sketch, that he might fingerpoint where such marvels have heretofore been found. Though it is not hard fixed that you will find any, all depends on the flighty fields of great and bounteous Ihukatumu. All Flower Flick can say for certain is that if you do find any, you will surely be glad-faced. Ihukatumu blesses us with sparkle stones, but Flower Flick bids you bear in mind that she is a flighty thinking mistress. Go to the spots he marked on your map and see if she holds you in her good thoughts. Wow. Many different spots. You poke through the pebbles, but none of them appear to be particularly shiny. Same deal. You poke through the pebbles and come across one with a beautiful iridescent sheen. Could this be one of the sparkle stones Flowerflick told you about? Same thing. Flowerflick. Well, strange face, did bounteous Ihui Katumu beam teeth upon you this day? Sparkly stone, found on the banks of the upper reaches of Miyakabeku. Uncredible. Not just one sparkle stone, but two. Ihui Katumu must happy like you indeed. We call these sparkle stones Ihui Katumu's tears. They downwash all the way from the source of the river, high up in the big hills, getting smaller and smaller and shinier till they finally upwash here. Flowerflick says finally, but this is only the first stage of their journey to greatness. Our Potsworn cut them down to their twinkle cores, polish them till they shine like starlight, and fit them into their finest ear dangles and wrist blings. So now you know, strange face, our tinker work uses only the finest craft stuff. Pray peruse our wares and be loose-pursed with your coin. But whatever you do, please don't lip-slip the location of the sparkle stones. It's an Earthenshire secret. Omelette rice. Now that the messy muddle in Tuliyollal has upcleared, we're starting to receive a lot of ask tasks for craft work from the capital again. Our Potsworn need craft stuff, and it falls to us help hands to find it for them. Ah, sweet. Another map cleared. GG's.